The rain pounded against the windows of my small apartment in downtown Seattle like an unrelenting accusation, each drop echoing the turmoil I felt inside. Clara, my straight childhood friend from the sunny suburbs of Portland, had shown up unannounced, soaked and shivering, her eyes wild with something I couldn't place. "Chloe, I can't go home tonight," she whispered, and in that moment, as I wrapped her in a towel, our hands brushed, igniting a spark that would burn everything we knew to ashes. I had always known I was different. From the awkward middle school crushes on girls in my class to the secret dates in college that I hid from everyone, including Clara. She was the epitome of straight-laced normalcy. Engaged to her high school sweetheart, Mark, planning a wedding that our families gushed over at every gathering. But that night, as we sat on my worn couch with mugs of hot tea, the air thick with unspoken words, Clara broke. "I've been lying to myself, Chloe. To everyone. About who I am." Her voice cracked and I froze, my heart slamming against my ribs. Was this real? Or was I projecting my own buried longings onto her? We grew up together, inseparable since kindergarten. Sleepovers, shared secrets, the kind of bond that made people joke we were sisters. But for me, it was always more. I remembered the summer we turned 16, lying on the beach, her laughter ringing out as waves crashed nearby. I had stolen glances at her, feeling a pull I didn't understand then. Now, at 28, I had built a life around acceptance. Out to my friends, but not to my conservative parents back home. They still asked about boyfriends, their voices laced with hope that I'd settle down properly. Clara's confession hit like a freight train. I know I'm attracted to women. To you, Chloe. I've felt it for years, but I pushed it down. My mind raced. How could she say this now? With her wedding just months away? I wanted to scream at her for the timing, for the risk. Instead, I reached out, my fingers trembling as they touched her cheek. "Clara, this changes everything." She nodded, tears streaming, and leaned in. Our foreheads touched, a silent promise amid the storm. But inside, doubt gnawed at me. What if this was just a phase, a crisis before her vows? What price would we pay for exploring this? The next morning, sunlight filtered through the blinds, mocking the chaos of the night before. Clara stirred beside me on the couch. We hadn't slept much, just talked until our voices were hoarse. She looked at me with a mix of fear and resolve. "I have to tell Mark. I can't marry him like this." My stomach twisted. Mark was like a brother to us both, steady and kind. Breaking his heart would ripple out, hurting families who'd intertwined for decades. But Clara's eyes pleaded for support, and I couldn't deny her. Or myself. We drove to Portland that afternoon, the highway blurring as my thoughts spun. What if her family rejected her? Mine would too. My parents, devout churchgoers, had once called my cousins coming out a phase of rebellion. Clara gripped the wheel, her knuckles white. "Chloe, am I making a mistake? What if I'm wrong about this?" I wanted to reassure her, but the words stuck. Deep down, I feared the same. This wasn't just about us. It was a war against expectations, against the life scripted for us. Arriving at her parents' house felt like walking into a lion's den. Her mom, Mrs. Thompson, greeted us with hugs and fresh-baked cookies, oblivious to the bomb we carried. Clara pulled her aside first, her voice steady but laced with terror. "Mom, I need to talk about the wedding." I waited in the living room, heart pounding as murmurs turned to raised voices. "What do you mean you're not sure? Mark is perfect for you." Mrs. Thompson's shock was palpable. Clara emerged, face pale, and whispered, "She thinks it's cold feet." I couldn't say it all. That evening, as we sat in her childhood bedroom, posters of boy bands still on the walls, Clara paced. "How do I tell them the truth? That I'm gay. That I've fallen for you. Fallen for me." The words sent a thrill through me, but guilt followed. Was I selfish for wanting this? For encouraging her to append her life? I pulled her close, our embrace a fragile shield. "We'll face it together," I said, but inside I wondered if I was strong enough. The call to Mark came next. Clara dialed with shaking hands, putting it on speaker. "Hey babe," he answered cheerfully. "Miss you already." Her breath hitched. "Mark, we need to talk. In person." Silence stretched, then his voice wary. "What's wrong?" She hung up, tears flowing. "I can't do it over the phone." We agreed to meet him the next day. But sleep evaded us. My mind replayed scenarios, his anger, his pain. What right did we have to destroy his world? Morning brought resolve. We met Mark at a quiet cafe. The kind where bad news blends with the aroma of coffee. He arrived smiling, but it faded seeing our faces. Clara took a deep breath. Mark, I love you, but not in the way a wife should. I'm gay. The words hung heavy. His face crumpled, confusion turning to hurt. What? Since when? Is this about Chloe? He glanced at me, betrayal flashing. I felt like an intruder, the catalyst for this pain. We've been friends forever, he said, voice breaking. How could you both do this? He stormed out, leaving us in stunned silence. Clara sobbed into my shoulder. I hurt him so much. And I held her, whispering comforts, but my own guilt festered. This was just the beginning. Families would learn, friends would choose sides. Society's judgment loomed. In a progressive city like Seattle, maybe acceptance, but back home? Whispers, stares, lost connections. Was love worth this wreckage? As we drove back, Clara's hand in mine, I pushed the doubt down. But it lingered, a shadow on our budding truth. Back in Seattle, the weight of Mark's reaction settled like fog over the sound. Clara crashed at my place again. Her suitcase a symbol of the life she'd left behind. I can't face my parents yet, she said, curling up on the couch. But avoidance wasn't an option. Her phone buzzed incessantly with texts from home. What's going on with Mark? He canceled the venue deposit. Mrs. Thompson's messages escalated from concern to panic. Clara stared at the screen, paralyzed. What do I say? That I'm leaving him for you. I paced the kitchen, brewing more tea, our ritual for crises. Inside, conflict raged. Part of me thrilled at her presence, at the possibility of us. But another part screamed caution. Clara, think about what this means. Your job at the law firm. They're conservative. Your church friends. She looked up, eyes fierce. I know the risks. But living a lie is worse. Isn't it? Her question pierced me. I'd hidden for years, dating women in secret, fearing my parents' disapproval. Now she forced me to confront it all. That night we talked deep into the hours. Clara confessed how she'd suppressed her feelings, dating boys to fit in, marrying Mark to please everyone. I saw you with that girl in college, Chloe. It stirred something in me, but I buried it. Jealousy? Envy? I admitted my crush on her, the years of silent longing. Our words wove a tapestry of shared pain, but intimacy brought fear. What if she regretted this? What if I became the villain in her story? The next day, work called me back to reality. As a graphic designer in a bustling agency, I thrived on creativity, but today, focus eluded me. My boss noticed. Everything okay, Chloe? I nodded, but inside turmoil brewed. Clara texted. Mom's coming over. She knows something's up. Panic surged. Mrs. Thompson arrived that evening, her face etched with worry. Clara, talk to me. Mark says you broke it off. Why? Clara glanced at me, drawing strength. Mom, I'm gay. And I'm in love with Chloe. The room froze. Mrs. Thompson's eyes widened, then narrowed. What? This is nonsense. You've always been straight. Chloe, did you put this in her head? Accusation stung. I shook my head. No, ma'am. It's her truth. But doubt crept in. Had I influenced her subconsciously? Mrs. Thompson turned to Clara. This is a phase. Think about your father, the family. We'll get counseling. Clara stood firm. It's not a phase, Mom. I won't live pretending. Tears flowed as Mrs. Thompson left, slamming the door. You'll regret this, she warned. Alone, Clara collapsed. She hates me now. I held her, but guilt gnawed. Was I worth this rift? That night, as she slept, I stared at the ceiling, questioning my role. Love felt like a double-edged sword, cutting deep. Word spread like wildfire. Friends texted, some supportive, others shocked. One, our mutual pal Sarah, called. Is it true? You and Clara? I confirmed, bracing for judgment. Wow, that's unexpected. Mark's devastated. Her tone held unspoken blame. Clara faced worse at work. Colleagues whispered, her boss pulled her aside. Personal issues affecting performance? Subtle, but the pressure mounted. She came home exhausted. They see me differently now. My own family loomed. I hadn't told them yet, but Clara urged me. If we're doing this, be honest. I dialed my parents, heart racing. Mom, Dad, I need to tell you something. I'm gay and Clara. We're together. Silence, then my mom's voice trembling. Chloe, no. This isn't you. Come home, we'll pray about it. My dad added, think about what God says. Rejection hit hard. I hung up, tears burning. Clara comforted me, but inside I wondered, was authenticity worth isolation? Days blurred into tension. Clara's father called, furious. You're throwing away your life. Mark was stable. What does Chloe offer? His words echoed societal biases. Stability over love, conformity over truth. Clara defended us, but the call ended in shouts. She turned to me, vulnerable. Am I crazy for this? I wanted to say no, but fear whispered yes. Our relationship, newborn, already strained by external forces. Then came the betrayal. Mark, in his pain, outed us to mutual friends via group chat. Just so you know, Clara left me for Chloe. Yeah, that Chloe. Messages flooded in support mixed with condemnation. One friend, devout like our parents, wrote, this is wrong. Repent. Clara broke down. He had no right. Anger flared in me toward Mark, but pity too. His hurt fueled revenge. We decided to confront him, driving back to Portland. At his apartment, tension crackled. Why spread it? Clara demanded. Mark's eyes blazed. You humiliated me. Acting like victims when you lied. Truth stung. We had hidden, but his action deepened wounds. As we left, Clara whispered, this is the price. Back home, exhaustion hit. Our love, once a spark, now battled flames of consequence. How much more could we endure? Weeks passed and the fallout intensified. Clara moved in officially, her belongings mixing with mine in a chaotic blend of hope and dread. But harmony eluded us. Arguments sparked over small things, masks for deeper fears. You pushed me into this too fast, she snapped one evening after a rough day. I recoiled. Pushed? You came to me. Inside, her words fed my insecurity. Was I the catalyst for her regret? Society's gaze weighed heavy. At a local LGBTQ+ event I dragged her to for support, stares followed. Isn't that the girl who ditched her fiancé? Whispers cut deep. Clara clung to my arm but later confessed. I feel exposed. Like everyone's judging. I nodded, sharing the sentiment. My work suffered. Clients noticed my distraction, hinting at probation. Get your head in the game, Chloe. But how, when home felt like a battlefield? Family pressures mounted. My parents emailed a long missive, quoting Bible verses on traditional love. We raised you better, it ended. Pain twisted like a knife. Clara's side was worse. Her mom organized an intervention with relatives. We arrived to a room full of aunts, uncles, and her pastor. Clara, this lifestyle is sinful, the pastor intoned. Return to the path. Clara trembled. This is who I am. But as they prayed over her, ignoring me, doubt flickered in her eyes. Driving home, silence reigned. Do you believe them? I asked finally. She sighed. No. But it hurts. That night we lay apart, the gap between us symbolic. My mind raced. What if she chose family over us? The thought terrified, yet I understood. Blood ties ran deep, society's script comforting. I wrestled with my own morals. Was pursuing this ethical? Knowing the pain inflicted? A turning point came with a job offer for Clara in San Francisco, a progressive firm seeking diversity. It could be a fresh start, she said excitedly, but it meant leaving Seattle, my job, our fragile network. What about us? I pressed. She hesitated. Come with me. The idea thrilled and scared. Uprooting for love? Risky. But staying meant stagnation amid judgment. I agreed, but reservations lingered. Packing stirred memories. Clara found an old photo album, us as kids carefree. Look how simple it was. Tears welled. We complicated everything. I held her. For a chance at real happiness. But was it? Friends divided. Some hosted a supportive dinner, others ghosted. Sarah, once close, declined. I can't condone this. Loss stung, each rejection a reminder of the cost. Then betrayal struck again. Clara's cousin, bitter over the family rift, leaked our story to a local conservative blog. Local woman abandons fiancé for lesbian affair. Comments poured in hate-pity debate. Clara's phone rang off the hook. Reporters trolls. She shut down, retreating inward. Why can't they leave us alone? I raged online defending us, but it fueled the fire. Exhaustion set in. Our intimacy suffered, touches tentative, words guarded. My internal conflict peaked during a solo walk by the waterfront. Waves lapped, mirroring my turmoil. Is this worth it? I whispered to the wind. Love demanded sacrifice, but how much? Returning home, Clara waited with news. The job's mine. We leave in 2 weeks. Resolve hardened. We'd fight, but doubts whispered of fractures ahead. In San Francisco, the city buzzed with promise, but reality bit. Clara thrived at work, embraced by colleagues. I freelanced, struggling to rebuild. Jealousy crept in. Her confidence grew while mine waned. You're distant, she accused one night. I'm trying, I shot back. Truth. I feared losing her to this new world. An old flame messaged me, tempting escape. I deleted it, but the temptation haunted. Family reconciliation attempts failed. Clara's dad visited, offering an ultimatum. End this or you're cut off. She refused, but the financial hit hurt. No more safety net. My parents echoed. Choose wisely. Pressure built, manifesting in fights. Maybe they're right, Clara muttered once. My heart shattered. Do you want out? Silence answered. That night, alone in bed, I pondered the ethics. Was forcing authenticity moral if it destroyed bonds? Our love, once liberating, now felt like chains. San Francisco's fog mirrored the haze in our relationship. Months in, Clara's late nights at work sparked suspicion. Networking, she claimed, but her phone hid notifications. Trust eroded. I confronted her. Are you seeing someone? She laughed bitterly. Paranoid much? This is what you wanted, freedom. But her deflection fueled my fears. Inside I battled. Was this paranoia from past hurts or intuition? A bombshell dropped when Mark reappeared. He emailed Clara, need closure. Meet me. She showed me, transparent. Should I? We debated. Closure could heal but risk reopening wounds. She went alone, insisting. Hours later she returned subdued. He forgave me. Said he understood. Relief mixed with unease. What else transpired? That night she reached for me, but I pulled away. Something's off. The truth emerged in a heated argument. I kissed him, she confessed, tears streaming. It was goodbye, but I felt something. Betrayal slammed me. After everything? The pain we caused. She sobbed. I'm confused, Chloe. Maybe I'm not fully gay. Maybe bi. The revelation rocked me. Had she used me to explore only to waver? My mind screamed hypocrisy. She demanded honesty, yet hid doubts. I stormed out, wandering the streets. Rain soaked me, echoing that first night. Why fight for this? Internal monologue raged. Love required trust, but hers faltered. Returning, we talked till dawn. I love you, she insisted. But society's pull. It's strong. We agreed to therapy, but damage lingered. Sessions uncovered layers. Her internalized homophobia. My abandonment fears. Progress slow, but hope flickered. Society's backlash persisted. At a pride event, protesters shouted slurs. Clara flinched, pulling away. This is too much. Back home she questioned. Is this life for us? I defended, but doubt seeped. Friends' stories of similar struggles echoed, relationships crumbling under pressure. Was ours doomed? A moral crossroads hit when Clara's mom fell ill. Come home, her dad pleaded. But alone. Clara agonized. She needs me. I understood, but it meant hiding us. Go, I said, heartbreaking. She left for Portland, promising return. Days stretched, calls grew sparse. Mom's improving, but talks are heavy. Suspicion grew. Was she reverting? Alone I reflected on choices. Pursuing Clara meant embracing chaos, but at what cost to self? An old friend offered solace, listening to my rants. You deserve stability. Temptation loomed, but loyalty held. Clara returned changed. They want me back in the fold. No you. Ultimatum delivered. What did you say? She hesitated. I need time. Time became our enemy. Distance grew. She slept on the couch. Maybe we rushed, she admitted. Pain lanced me. So end it. Tears fell. I don't know. That night I lay awake weighing ethics. Force her stay or let go. Love shouldn't trap. But releasing felt like failure. Reconciliation with families tempted. My parents invited me home. Without influence. I went seeking peace. They hugged but lectures followed. See sense, Chloe. Tempted by normalcy I wavered. Back in SF, Clara waited. Did you tell them about us? I nodded. They want me straight. Parallel struggles bonded us briefly. But climax brewed. Clara's work hosted a gala. Mark attended, invited by mutual contacts. Tension peaked as they danced platonically. Jealousy boiled. Why him? I hissed later. It's nothing. But doubt poisoned. In bed, she confessed lingering feelings. I might not be ready for this. Heart shattered, I realized. Our love, born in secrecy, thrived on illusion. Reality demanded truth. Perhaps apart. The unraveling accelerated. Clara's confusion manifested in distance. She spent nights at a friend's, needing space. I nodded, masking agony. Inside, questions tormented. Had I misread her? Was our bond a rebellion against norms, not genuine? Work became refuge, but even there, focus slipped. Clients complained, my boss warned. Shape up or ship out. Pressure compounded isolation. Family intervened again. Clara's parents flew in, ambushing us at dinner. This experiment ends now, her dad declared. Come home, Clara. Marry someone suitable. She glanced at me, torn. I love Chloe. But her voice wavered. Mrs. Thompson appealed to emotion. Think of your future children, your legacy. Societal ideals clashed with our reality. I interjected. Love isn't about fitting molds. But their disdain silenced me. Clara chose confrontation. I'm staying. They left disappointed, but victory felt hollow. Did you mean it? I asked. She sighed. Yes, but it's hard. Honesty revealed cracks. She admitted therapy uncovered bisexuality, attractions to men persisting. Mark represents safety. Truth hurt but clarified. Then go to him, I said bitterly. She cried. I don't want to lose you. A pivotal decision loomed. Mark called her, proposing friendship or more. Let's talk, he suggested. She went, returning conflicted. He wants another chance. My world tilted. And you? Silence. I'm considering. Betrayal reignited. After all we've sacrificed? She countered. Sacrifices I regret sometimes. Words stung like slaps. Our arguments escalated, unearthing resentments. You pulled me into this. You chose it. In the midst, self-awakening dawned. Alone one evening I journaled thoughts. Love demands equality, not dependency. Clara's waffling highlighted my strength. I'd lived authentically longer, weathered storms. Perhaps separation healed. I proposed a break. Figure yourself out. She agreed tearfully. Packing her things, memories flooded. That first night, confessions, fights. I'll miss us, she whispered. Months apart brought clarity. Clara dated casually, exploring identity. I focused on self-therapy aiding growth. Friends supported. Society evolved but scars remained. We met occasionally, platonic tension simmering. One coffee date, she confessed. I was wrong to waver. But the pressure. It broke me. Understanding bloomed. We both paid dearly. Reconciliation tempted but wisdom prevailed. Maybe we're better as friends, I suggested. She nodded, sad but relieved. Returning to roots, she reconciled with family on her terms, advocating acceptance. I did the same, my parents softening over time. Mark moved on, forgiving. Our story, once explosive, faded into lessons. Years later at a reunion we locked eyes across the room. Smiles exchanged, no regrets voiced. But inside I pondered the journey's toll, broken hearts, severed ties, personal growth. Was it worth it? Authenticity triumphed, but at great cost. Clara hugged me goodbye, whispering, "Thank you for waking me." The end left echoes. Families healed partially, society shifted incrementally. But individual prices lingered, lost years, emotional scars. In reflection, one question haunts. Was pursuing forbidden love morally right when it inflicted widespread pain? Or was conformity the greater sin?